You should have came out swinging like this the first time. Not swinging them hips, nigga, but I'm talking about these punches you doing right now.
NLE Choppa just shook the rap world, and what followed shocked everyone. He's taking aim at NBA Youngboy, reigniting a rivalry fans thought was long buried. The tension, the lyrics, the drama, it's all here. And today, we will reveal every move that's sending the internet into chaos. Diss track. When NLE Choppa dropped KO on October 30th, 2025, the internet instantly knew who he was aiming at. NBA Youngboy. The beat hit heavy, but it was the lyrics that did the real damage. Choppa didn't dance around the message. He went straight for Youngboy's image, his influence, and the violent message that's often tied to his name. This wasn't just another flex track. This was a statement.
This the big boy league. I wanna be a cut under the Jesus piece. Last thing that I heard was Jesus, please.
From the first verse, Choppa made it clear that KO was personal. He rapped about rappers who poison the youth and glorify chaos while acting like role models. Fans immediately connected that to Youngboy, who's often criticized for his intense, aggressive lyrics and massive influence on younger audiences. Choppa's tone wasn't playful. It was sharp, direct, and laced with frustration. It sounded like someone who'd been holding his tongue for too long. In one of the most talked about lines, he said, "You preach pain, I preach peace. That's the difference in the blood." It felt like a mission statement. Choppa has spent the last few years rebranding himself as a more spiritual, health-conscious artist, focusing on positivity, nature, and growth. Youngboy, on the other hand, has remained true to his dark, street-rooted style. KO became more than a diss. It was a clash of philosophies. As soon as the track dropped, rap media exploded. Hip-hop pages on Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok posted snippets within minutes with headlines like NLE Choppa takes shots at Youngboy and KO, a message or a warning. Fans debated every bar, dissecting hidden meanings and trying to figure out if Choppa was responding to something specific Youngboy had said. Even though Youngboy hadn't released a diss toward Choppa recently, the tension had been building for months through indirect posts and fan-fueled comparisons. What made KO stand out wasn't just what Choppa said, it was how he said it. He didn't rely on direct insults or name drops. Instead, he used clever wordplay and coded language, creating a track that felt mature yet dangerous. It wasn't an all-out attack, it was a challenge. He was calling out the mindset, not just the man. And that's what gave the song its weight.
He's a little deeper sometimes, bro. All right, now look at his mama. His mama ain't no gangster, so how the f is he a gangster? That shit don't be adding up, bro.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try it on. It's all entertainment.
Some fans even argued that KO reminded them of classic diss tracks like Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, not because of the aggression, but because of the purpose behind it, calling out what the artist saw as falsehood in the game. For Choppa, KO was a chance to separate himself from the chaos and define his own lane in hip-hop. Of course, not everyone agreed. Youngboy's fans immediately flooded comment sections, defending him and accusing Choppa of chasing clout. But others saw it differently, as a bold move from an artist tired of being silent. The song sparked conversations about accountability, influence, and whether rappers with massive platforms should bear more responsibility for their message. By the end of the first week, KO had become one of Choppa's most talked about releases in years. Whether people loved it or hated it, they were all listening, and that's exactly what he wanted. KO wasn't just a diss track, it was a declaration that NLE Choppa wasn't backing down and that his voice, his message, and his truth would be heard loud and clear, even if it shook the culture. Silent history. Long before KO dropped, fans could sense that something wasn't right between NLE Choppa and NBA Youngboy. The two rappers were often compared, both young, both from the South, both rising fast in an industry that loves to see competition. But what started as mutual respect slowly turned into quiet distance. No public fallout, no dramatic betrayal, just silence that spoke louder than words. Back in 2020, both artists seemed to share a similar energy. Youngboy was dominating YouTube charts, while Choppa was building momentum with viral tracks like Shotta Flow. Fans even wished for a collab, calling them two sides of the same fire. They both represented the raw, street-raised youth of hip-hop, untamed, fearless, and real. For a while, it looked like that unity could happen. Then came the first shift, social media tension. Around 2021, Choppa was seen showing support for Lil Durk, liking posts and performing at events that connected him to Durk's circle. That may seem innocent, but in the rap world, lines are drawn deep. Youngboy and Durk were locked in a very public rivalry, one that split the entire hip-hop audience into sides. Choppa never said anything negative about Youngboy. but his silence and his associations said enough. By 2022, fans were already picking up hints of unease. Youngboy's fan base, known for being loud and protective, started calling Choppa fake for switching sides. Choppa brushed it off, focusing on his music and mental health, but you could tell it bothered him. He'd worked hard to build his own path, yet people kept tying his name to Youngboy's drama.
Your mama wasn't shit, you was born out of luck. She was pregnant with bullshit up in her gut.
Hold on. This definitely the dish. I remember YB was talking about how y'all be gangster. Y'all look at your mama not even gangster.
Alright, now look at his mama. His mom.
Then came one of the biggest online moments, the King Von situation. When Von, a close friend of Lil Durk, was killed in 2020, tension between Durk's camp and Youngboy's intensified. Choppa tweeted things that fans interpreted as siding with Von, adding more fuel to the idea that he wasn't with Youngboy anymore. Some of Youngboy's fans went after him online, creating a storm that lasted for weeks. Choppa later denied picking sides, saying he wanted peace. But by then, the narrative had already spread. For the next few years, both rappers stayed on their own paths. Youngboy kept dropping music non-stop, while Choppa reinvented himself with a focus on positivity and personal growth. But underneath that calm exterior, the divide never healed. It was quiet, unspoken, but it was there. Fast forward to 2025, and the tension finally erupted. When Choppa went live and followed it with KO, fans weren't surprised. They'd seen this coming for years. It was the culmination of small moments, silent rivalries, and unspoken competition that finally found its voice. In many ways, KO wasn't the start of a beef. It was the result of one that had been simmering quietly all along. Two artists who once could have stood side by side were now standing on opposite ends of the culture.
We cool.
Y'all good.
It ain't. Have someone from his camp passed away or something because of me? Someone passed away on my camp?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Are we still living?
The irony? Both still share more similarities than differences. Both came from struggle. Both turned pain into power. And both built fan bases that worship them like legends. But sometimes in hip-hop, similarity breeds rivalry, and silence becomes the loudest weapon of all. Before we move further to Youngboy's response, what do you think? Was NLE Choppa justified in dropping KO? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the rap world is heating up, and we're just getting started. YB response. If there's one thing NBA Youngboy is known for, besides his music, it's how unpredictable he is when it comes to beat. Sometimes, he'll unleash 3 diss tracks in a single week. Other times, he'll go completely silent and let the internet burn on its own. So when NLE Choppa dropped KO and fans started tagging Youngboy non-stop, everyone waited to see how he'd respond. But what happened next only deepened the mystery. Youngboy didn't post a single word about the diss. No tweet, no IG story, no offhand bar in his latest track, just silence. And for an artist as expressive as him, that silence spoke volumes. Fans split immediately. Some said it was maturity, others said it was pride. But either way, the lack of response became the response. At first, people thought he might be cooking up something behind the scenes. Youngboy has a habit of dropping out of nowhere with songs that feel like direct hits, even if he doesn't name names. His fans started flooding comment sections with messages like, "He's about to drop a bomb," and "YB never lets this slide." But weeks passed, and nothing came.
Okay? Please, nephew, because they gonna tear your ass off the ball. No. I got this here, nephew. I got it. It's all right. I got it. Yo, Unc, what's the word for today? Tell NLE Choppa, leave these criminals alone. Leave them alone. Because, boy, when they eat after midnight, these motherfuckers is vicious. So, no, hell no. The tour is almost over. NLE Choppa, let them boys enjoy a little bit of that money that boy finna give them. Them boys been doing bad since he been gone. So now
Then came the subtle moves. Youngboy's YouTube channel suddenly uploaded a freestyle, not labeled as a diss, but full of lines that fans thought might be aimed at Choppa. He mentioned fake peace talk and boys who switched when it got loud. It wasn't enough to confirm anything, but in the world of rap decoding, that was all people needed. Fans clipped the lyrics, compared them to Choppa's KO bars, and the internet had its headline, "Youngboy sends indirect shots back at NLE Choppa." Still, Youngboy never clarified it. He didn't tag Choppa, didn't address the chatter, he just kept releasing music. That's always been his power move. While others argue, he floods the game with content. It's how he's built dominance, by never stopping. Choppa may have earned headlines with KO, but Youngboy's silence reminded everyone that he doesn't chase moments. He is the moment. Meanwhile, his fans, the notorious YB supporters, went to war online. They flooded Choppa's posts, spammed comment sections, and turned the internet into a battlefield. For every positive message Choppa received, there were 10 YB fans calling him a clout chaser or saying he was begging for attention. Choppa tried to ignore it, but it became impossible to scroll without seeing the debate. Ironically, that fan energy made the beef even bigger. Even without speaking, Youngboy's presence overshadowed everything. His silence became intimidation. The idea that he could respond at any moment kept everyone alert, as if the entire rap world was holding its breath. By not reacting, Youngboy managed to flip the script. He let Choppa speak his truth while maintaining his own control. Some fans called it growth, others called it strategy. But one thing was clear, he didn't need to say a word to stay on top. And that's the real power of NBA Youngboy. Even his quietest moments make the loudest noise. Rap reaction. When NLE Choppa fired shots at NBA Youngboy and KO, the internet didn't just watch, it exploded. Within hours of its release, the track was trending across X, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Every blog from DJ Academics to Say Cheese TV had the headline, NLE Choppa disses NBA Youngboy again. But while fans argued in the comments, the rest of the rap world started quietly choosing sides. Rappers who had previously worked with either artist found themselves walking a fine line. Some stayed silent, not wanting to be dragged into the chaos, while others couldn't resist commenting. Lil Durk's name was instantly brought up, not because he said anything, but because of the history. Choppa and Durk have mutual respect, and Durk's long-running feud with Youngboy added another layer of tension. Fans started speculating if Choppa's diss was an indirect alliance move, a way to show where he stood without saying it outright.
NLE Choppa, listen to me. You can't go walk the runway with that little walk. You remember that walk you had? I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that walk. I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that NLE Choppa fucking with that boy. Now them boy got some dances. Them boy, but nigga.
Meanwhile, Boozy Badass, someone who's always been vocal about Louisiana rap politics, weighed in during an Instagram live. He didn't mention names directly, but he talked about how young rappers letting the internet push beefs that don't need to happen. To many, that sounded like a message to both Youngboy and Choppa, a reminder that real consequences come from digital drama. On the flip side, Choppa had a wave of newer generation artists backing him up. Some liked his posts, others dropped emojis under his video, subtle signs of support that the internet never misses. Artists like DDG, Fivio Foreign, and Babytron were among those whose quiet interactions fueled speculation that they were low-key siding with Choppa. Even if they weren't part of the beef, those simple reactions added gasoline to the fire. The fans, though, they took things to another level. YB supporters, known for being some of the most loyal and aggressive in rap, flooded Choppa's YouTube and Instagram comments. It didn't matter what he posted. Every caption, every story, even unrelated videos got filled with green hearts and YB better memes. Choppa clapped back a few times with cryptic tweets, but he quickly realized it was like fighting a hurricane. On TikTok, creators started making edits comparing their lyrics and old interviews. Some videos highlighted moments when Choppa once praised Youngboy, only to now diss him, framing it as a fallout story. Others replayed Youngboy's subliminal lyrics that could be interpreted as warnings. Before long, the Choppa versus Youngboy drama wasn't just a rap beef, it was pop culture content. Even mainstream media picked it up. Hip Hop DX, Complex, and XXL covered it as one of the biggest digital rap feuds of the year. They analyzed Choppa's shift from peacemaking interviews to open aggression. Some reporters framed it as frustration, that Choppa felt overlooked compared to Youngboy's dominance. Others said it was marketing genius. Either way, both artists got what every rapper secretly wants, attention. But deeper inside the rap scene, the energy was cautious. Most rappers know what happens when someone really goes at Youngboy. The internet takes sides fast, and the tension can spill into real life. That's why while the fans treated it like entertainment, some insiders saw it as a dangerous game. One thing everyone agreed on, both NLE Choppa and NBA Youngboy had just reignited one of the wildest rivalries in new-gen hip-hop. And whether they ever squash it or not, the moment reminded everyone how fast one diss can turn the entire rap world upside down. Final impact. The NLE Choppa versus NBA Youngboy saga is more than just a diss track, it's a reflection of modern rap culture. In a world where social media drives conversations and fan bases are almost tribal, every move is magnified. Choppa's KO didn't just call out Youngboy, it sparked a chain reaction that has implications for both their careers, their public images, and even the dynamics of the new generation rap scene.
It's no beef. It was never any beef. It was more so like just misunderstanding or anything like that, but it was never no beef.
For NLE Choppa, the diss is a strategic play. He's positioning himself as someone unafraid to speak truth to power, or at least to one of the biggest names in the industry. KO allowed him to showcase lyrical skill, street credibility, and confidence, signaling that he's not content being overshadowed. It also reinforces the narrative he's been building in recent years, a rapper evolving in mindset, promoting personal growth while still keeping one foot in the streets. The track ensured media coverage, viral discussions, and attention from both older and newer audiences. For Youngboy, the impact is subtler but equally powerful. His silence, a move that has defined much of his career, keeps him unpredictable. By not responding immediately, he maintains control of his narrative. Fans interpret his quiet as either calculated patience or indifference, but in both cases, it reinforces his mystique. Every Choppa lyric aimed at him is now a tool for Youngboy's supporters to rally behind him. The fan base becomes not just a support system, but a weapon in the digital battle, amplifying his influence without him lifting a finger. This beef also highlights the generational shift in rap. While older artists relied on public call-outs, interviews, or even on-stage confrontations, today's conflicts unfold across multiple platforms simultaneously: live streams, TikTok, X, and Instagram. The Choppa versus Youngboy tension demonstrates how an artist can leverage both music and social media to control perception, stir fan engagement, and create cultural moments without ever stepping into a physical altercation. Another dimension is influence. Youngboy and Choppa both have massive followings, particularly among younger audiences. Every track, lyric, and post carries weight. KO challenges Youngboy's image, forcing his audience to confront new perspectives, while Youngboy's continued dominance in streams and video views shows that influence isn't just about messaging, it's about consistency, authenticity, and fan loyalty. Finally, the feud underscores the fine line between publicity and genuine conflict. Fans and media can sometimes exaggerate tensions, but the reactions from both camps reveal that underlying respect and caution still exist. Choppa didn't want a street war, he wanted a musical statement. Youngboy isn't acting recklessly, he knows when silence speaks louder than words. The drama is real, but it's also contained within the realm of culture and influence. In the end, the Choppa Youngboy saga isn't just a story about one diss track, it's about two artists navigating fame, influence, and rivalry in the digital age. It's about strategy, perception, and the power of fan communities. And while fans debate who won or lost, one truth stands out. Both rappers just reminded the world why they're two of the most relevant voices in modern hip-hop. The tension might calm or it might escalate, but one thing is certain: the ripples of this feud will influence both their careers, their images, and the rap culture conversation for months, if not years to come. And that's the full story behind NLE Choppa's diss at Youngboy. The NLE Choppa versus Youngboy saga is far from over. Tell us who you think will strike next, smash that like button, and subscribe to stay ahead of the drama.